Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Enspireship podcast, where we help entrepreneurs, business owners do better. I'm back with another episode with an entrepreneur who has been a client of ours for many years. And this individual has done very well just being in business for a few years. And I think there's a lot to look forward to. I would like to welcome Hansel Andujar. I appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much. I know you're very busy and taking the time out, especially during the tax season.
That's right. That's right.
And you took that time out for us to do tax returns. We appreciate that. Hansel actually owns the company called Ace Trucking Academy, which basically trains individuals on driving trucks. He's done really, really well for himself, and we'd like to ask him what his journey has been for the last few years, what he has learned from the business, and going forward, what does it look like for Ace Trucking? Hansel, I would like to go back in time and see how you started your business, what lessons you've learned. But we can start out first by asking about your family. Are you married? What your hobbies are, and so forth?
Yes, I have a wife and 2 kids. I'm originally from New York. Decided to, chase a better life for me and my family. Moved to Texas, and that triggered, my business decision, like what to do when I got here and all that. Everything I did, I started here in Houston.
Okay.
Back from 2018. I moved here before the pandemic, and I would say, chasing a better life. From Houston, I decided to get my CDL, right? Okay. That's when everything started. Okay. Let's get my CDL, let's try to change my career. I was doing limousine back in New York.
Oh, wow.
I was driving,
Were you born in New York, or?
No, I'm from the Dominican Republic.
Okay.
So I came to New York in 97.
Okay.
That's when I first.
Long time.
Yeah, long time. I've been in New York since 97
Wow.
up until 2018.
That's a big change for you coming from New York.
It was a big
world
change
over there.
Yes. But then, me having kids, back then my kids were, younger, me having kids, and I was like, man, what? I'm not going to, whatever is going on in the city here, I don't want my kids to go through that, right? Just change my lifestyle. Let's change the way that I do, that I raise my family in Texas. Was just, I did a lot of research. I just came to Texas, and then it's like starting from scratch for me. That was, I just packed everything one day, put it in a U-Haul.
Is that right?
Let's go to Texas. That's literally what made my decision to come here.
I see, a big change.
And it was a big change. Looking back into my decision then, I think I won't be anywhere near of the level of what I've accomplished right now if I would have stayed in New York.
I see.
Pretty much. It's a big change for me. It was a positive change. I think it was the best decision I could ever make. I'm looking back to it. I don't think I've done the wrong decision. Like I said, it was nothing would have happened like this if I would have stayed there.
Got it. Would that have been hard if you had started this in New York? Would it was possible?
Yes, of course. With all the regulations going on, the competitions, more people,
I see.
Everything's more expensive. Where am I going to park all these trucks? That kind of deal. So
got it.
There's a lot of things involved into just having a CDL academy. There's more. So
you probably have to have more money to start.
Right.
If you're in New York than here, because cost of living is much cheaper.
More invested, which for me it was zero.
Got it.
I had nothing.
Wow.
I started from nothing. Starting over there from nothing, it would probably be impossible.
That's
for
incredible.
me. For me at least, for my situation.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So you came to New York 2019, right?
That's right.
And of course, this is right before the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
So in New York, you used to drive a limousine, which is a completely different area. What made you change to get your CDL and go this direction? Did you have an encounter with did you talk to someone or something that you wanted to do?
So what made the decision of me joining or going into this type of career, which is driving trucks, right? Not teaching, because that came after.
Okay.
Just driving trucks, getting my CDL and get out on the road and just provide for my family. That's one of my decisions. Was my sister lives here before me, about 3 years. She came 3 years earlier than me.
Okay.
It was 2015. She came here. I've come to Texas prior to me moving, so I've seen it, ahead of time. I've seen how it is. My brother-in-law, he drives a truck back then, right? So I'm like, he told me, hey, come to Texas. This is good. It's good economy here. Get your CDL. You know, I didn't have no CDL or anything like that. No idea about anything about trucks.
I see.
So I was a brand new person about trucks, including I was actually afraid of those big trucks. You know, I didn't picture myself driving a big truck and be careful with the cars next to me. You know, like it was scary.
It's very
me.
difficult. Absolutely.
But I didn't let that stop me, and I'm like, I have to do something else. Let me move. So I moved, and here when I drove here to Texas, I decided to pursue to get my CDL to go into the line of work and provide for my family that way. So yeah, basically he told me, you know, hey, come over here, it's good, pays good. You know,
very nice.
Industry was good. Back then it was good. It's a little bit slow right now, but like everything, you know, it's supposed to be picking up again. But back then it was good, and it was making, you know, truck drivers making good money. So I wanted to be part of that workforce, right?
I see.
I ended up getting my CDL, and pretty quick, one and done. I got my CDL, passed my test the same day, easy. I ended up actually liking the truck within my training much that a lot of the things that I learned in the CDL school, right? It was just a little mom and pop shop CDL school, two trucks, you know, 5 students, you know, 2 instructors. It was just a small operation, and that's when I got my CDL. I learned a lot of things there, right? Opened my eyes. I'm like, and then I also helped other students that were struggling on my class.
Really?
Right?
Interesting.
Some guys were having issues backing up. Some guys were having issues memorizing the pre-trip. Some guys were having issues shifting. And then I was able to apply what I learned, right? And a lot of it I would say by myself, to be honest, because the school was not the best quality. The tools were there, but not the best teachers, right? I would say that. But a lot of things I did learn from the teachers, but a lot of things I learned by myself, by doing research, by looking at videos, right? Looking at all the schools in the videos, other companies from other states that were training, and then I'm following that situation. And by the way, I have a YouTube channel. It's called Ace Trucking Academy, right? I opened it back in the days. So the way that I started the channel is the same way I was watching all the videos. Like, I can help people maybe this way as well, because those other videos I was watching helped me understand how to drive the truck better. I learned so much that I was able to teach that to somebody else. Right? So that's how everything started up. So I ended up helping other students get their CDLs, right? Understand better how to memorize a pre-trip, right? What's the best way to you park in the truck? If it goes this way, turn that way. If it goes this way, turn that way. You know, making little things like that. Things that I learned from other videos. Things that I make up myself, right? So I ended up, man, I'm pretty good. I'm tech savvy. I could probably make a YouTube video, YouTube channel, right? And maybe help people that way. You know, not for money, you know.
But just to help.
Just to help, right? Yeah. And even nowadays, the YouTube channel doesn't make money like that. You know, yes, they give me a little bit of revenue, but it's not something that's going to make you pay your bills.
It's nothing major.
I could probably pay my phone with it. That's about it.
Sure.
But back in the days, the way I thought of it is more like a hobby. I see. And I missed out the YouTube channel. You know,
you enjoyed that.
And then what I ended up doing is the school that I went to get my CDL with. Like I said, I learned so much in a way that I was surpassing some other instructors.
Oh, is that right?
With years of experience, right?
Wow.
Because I was able to apply what I've learned from videos and from myself and apply it to the other students that were on my class.
I see.
And that was all in 2 weeks.
Only in 2 weeks?
2 weeks, that's all I needed.
But you reached out and you tried to learn yourself by going on YouTube and trying to figure out the missing pieces.
I taught myself, plus they taught me some things, but most of the stuff that I learned, I taught myself how to do it. I was just go ahead and say that. And I consider myself a fast learner, really fast learner. When I go do something, and especially if it's technical, right? I'm good with my hands, right? So I learned really fast, and then I was able to apply that to my fellow drivers or the students, and then they liked it, you know, and they turned into my first followers on the YouTube channel.
Wow.
You know?
Okay.
And then after I graduated and got my CDL, I went and drove on the road for about 2-3 months.
Yeah.
I didn't do much. I was just driving a hotshot. Hotshot is a pickup truck with a flatbed.
Okay.
And that was not my vehicle. It was somebody else's vehicle. I was driving for that person. I was the driver for that person, right? Somebody. Which I appreciate all the help that he gave me, right? I worked for like 2 months. I was able to support my family.
Nice.
But, you know, eventually the school called me, right? Hey, you want to become an instructor? We need somebody else.
Oh, wow. The same school that you actually went to get you.
That's right.
I see.
So I came back to the school. Yeah, sure. For me, it was a big win. Oh, of course. Why? Because I have kids. You know, I don't want to be on
Yeah.
the road.
Yeah.
I will go out on the road and be out for days ahead of, you know, like
Sure,
sometimes I went out for like 3 days before I
Okay.
could come back to my house.
I see.
All the way to Pennsylvania and back. You know, it's a lot. It's a lot of traveling.
And the weather as well.
And,
You have to go to all the weather.
And I like it,
changes.
but my situation, having 2 kids, you know, it's just like
It was hard.
Let me try to stay local,
Yeah.
and that was a good opportunity. So I just came back. It was not the same amount of money.
Makes sense.
To be honest,
Makes sense.
as an instructor, you would make less money than you would do on the road back then. Nowadays, the road is bad out there until the economy picks up again.
Sure.
But yeah, so they hired me. I became an instructor, and then of course that made my channel blow up more because now I have more time to do more videos.
I
right?
see.
Teach
I see.
more people, right? And then started to get, the YouTube channel started to grow, right? So people started watching, even from other states. Oh, this guy is cool. He knows how to teach. Oh, this guy is teaching. He's so patient. Oh, this guy, a lot of comments I get, and you can read my comments on the YouTube channel right now. They're pretty much the same way,
Okay.
I'm very patient when I'm teaching people in a way that, imagine you are a new driver, you're driving a truck, and you try to teach a person. A lot of people don't have the patience to teach people.
Sure.
They panic, they get angry because when somebody else is not learning, right? And they get angry and they raise their voice to the guy, right? So
Right.
what is the guy going to do? He's going to get worse.
That's confidence. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I do it in the opposite way, right?
Okay.
I share my calmness to the person, right? So to speak,
Okay.
my energy. I shoot my energy to the person, and the person can concentrate, right?
YouTube channel where you were teaching.
Right.
Right. And you were teaching in the school as well. Right.
Right.
How long did you teach in that
And
school?
they allow me, the school allowed me to do that, in a way,
Yeah.
because, like I said, I was bringing good results.
Yeah,
A lot of
yeah.
people were going to the school because of me. At the point that
Wow.
almost all their students were going to the school because of me.
Because of you.
Of course, people in Houston, I let them know I'm in Houston. Come over here. This is the best school. that
through the
type of
YouTube
stuff.
channel.
Right, of course. And it was bringing a lot of income for the school. So yeah, they liked it.
Wow.
Of course, yeah, keep doing your videos.
Sure.
It's good advertisement for us, right?
Oh, of course.
So yeah, in a sense like that. At the end of the day, the guys who were running the school were not smart on the way they handled their investments and the way they handled their business.
Okay.
So they were not doing it the right way, in a way that I would have done it.
I see,
Right? So I
I
was
see.
thinking, I could have done this very different. One decision from the business owners, I would have done this. I think I would have done this better, and that would have worked
Okay.
better. Me having that thinking,
I see.
I decided to. Well, why don't I just open my own school, right?
You just thought about it.
Right. How I could do better, right?
Mm.
For those guys, the school ended up closing. It's not like I just left. And
Oh,
the school
wow.
closed because of me. They actually closed with me in it, right?
Okay.
So the school went bad. It was bad. They started not doing good with the money that they were getting,
Yeah,
and wasting
yeah.
it somewhere else to a point that they were could not even afford us as
Oh, wow.
trainers.
Okay.
I believe when the school shut down, 2 of my checks, my last 2 checks, I didn't get.
Really?
You can see how bad it was at the end towards their economy and all that.
Sure,
it was not
sure.
because they were not getting students. Of course, they were getting students enough.
Yeah.
I know because now I know how the business is, and I know
Yeah.
the amount of students they were getting back then. It's just bad decisions, bad expenses. They wasted the money on somewhere else.
They weren't managing their funds right.
Right. And I think one of the guys, because it was 2 brothers, one of the guys was actually opening a second company for trucking.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
So I think that's what caused the issue with them. They one opened a company, the other one's running the CDL school, right? So they were getting the money from the CDL school to the trucking company.
Okay.
I'm talking about now the CDL school has 2 trucks, the trucking company has 4 trucks.
Okay.
And where did that money come from?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Too much strain in one
Of
company.
course,
yeah,
you're taking from
yeah.
one to give to the other, right?
Sure.
And you're trying to grow too fast.
Sure.
Right? You're not even, this is not steady for you to even open another school. Why would you do
Okay,
that, right?
okay.
Open another business. So that's the issue. They took from one company to the next company,
Okay.
and then that ended up both companies going down.
Oh,
When it closed, I did not go back on the road. Okay, I didn't go back to the road to drive again. What I decided to do is, because I had a little bit of savings, and then
Okay.
what I originally wanted to do was buy a
Okay.
truck, one truck for myself, so
Okay.
I can go and do loads. Right, that's
see.
the whole reason why I got my CDL from New York. It came with a little bit of savings.
I see.
I did not expend that saving because I was determined to get a truck
Yeah,
with
yeah.
like at least a loan, right, and a down payment. I ended up not buying the truck to do loads.
Okay.
I ended up buying a smaller truck to do training.
Really?
So that's when everything started, right? I went to the road for a few months, and it's not enough money. I have to do something else. So I started doing more videos and more live streaming on YouTube with my truck on the weekends, with students that I would get from my YouTube channel. And that was only on the weekends. So that's how I ended up. The school finally closed.
Okay.
Right.
What year was that when that happened? Which year?
I think that was 2019-ish, maybe towards
right
the
before
end.
the pandemic.
Yeah, right before. Yeah.
Okay.
I was afraid, and that's another thing that I would just tell everybody: don't be afraid, right? If you don't take risks, you're not gonna reap the benefits, right?
Sure.
So I wouldn't partner with somebody because I was afraid to do it by myself, right?
Okay.
And that was the biggest mistake I could have done.
Really?
Honestly, from my experience, in a way, I felt confidence because I felt like, okay, it's a big weight, and at least somebody else can do 50% of that weight.
Yeah.
That's my thinking, right? It was good at the beginning, but it got bad at the end, and I'll explain a little bit after that. But one of my students that I taught how to drive and all that. So ended up partnering and operating our own school both together. It was called Ace King CDL.
Okay.
That's how I started everything. Then he went and bought his own truck. He put one truck. I put one truck. We had two trucks, right? One company reached out to us. I don't know how. I don't know how they found us, right? I'll be honest, maybe on YouTube.
I'm thinking
YouTube, or maybe Google. But we were getting a lot of good positive reviews on Google as well. I'm talking about we had hundreds of reviews already.
Oh, wow.
Even people that haven't even joined the CDO school with, from previous classes.
So you already had that.
Yeah, because, I was an instructor before. So people found out that I was doing a CDO school now. So they wanted to help me out. So they gave me reviews at the beginning. Yeah.
Okay.
I was a trainer and I was doing that on the weekends. I was getting reviews on the side. This is a review for the school. 5 stars, no problem. The school, they're happy with it. But I'm also going to give Hansel a review because Hansel helped me out.
You had yours.
Exactly. Okay. So that's how because I knew it was going down. Eventually it was going to be.
You need something of your own.
Exactly. So I started building it that way as well. Right? Yeah. Eventually, like I said, school closed. So I just went away and did my own thing. And I took one of my students and became partners with him 50-50, 100%. Even though I was putting more.
You brought in a lot as a partner. You brought in a lot
more, I would think. Yeah, more value, I would say. That company started sending us a few students here, help them out. Yeah, no problem, we'll help them out. It was cheap back then, it was really cheap. Nowadays it's more expensive, but it was more cheaper. Yeah, no problem, we'll help them out, get their CDL, boom, then they send us more, then they send us more, then they send us a whole cohort.
Wow.
13 students. I'm like, ooh, wait.
Suddenly you're expanding now.
All of a sudden. And then we can't handle 13 students.
I see.
We got to buy 2 more trucks.
Wow, okay.
So, with the little income that we had, it was not like we're getting debt or anything like that. All our trucks that we were buying, they were because we were making money.
Yeah.
It's not because we got a loan.
Sure.
Let me get a loan, buy 2 trucks. No. We had money. One truck, let's buy one truck first. We have, the amount for needed for the truck.
It was from your income.
Exactly. So we added another truck, and then we added another truck. We ended up outgrowing the place where we were at.
Okay.
We had to move, so we moved to another location, Highway 6, around the mall, the West Oaks Mall.
Yep.
We opened the company there. Then we had more space. And then by then, we grew up to like 12 trucks.
Wow.
I feel like I was the one doing most of the work, and he was doing less, right? Like he was show less to the school. I was the one doing all the shifting training, or my videos would kept going. Like I didn't stop at all.
I see.
So I ended up making a decision myself. We have to split up.
Okay.
It's not going to work.
Was there any problem at that time when you brought that up with the partner, or was this easy?
I mean, of course, he didn't take it well. I'm the one that decided I want to move on. There were times where we were, not arguing too much, but he would disrespect a little bit, So that's the line right there.
Yeah.
So, and I see, I'm a person that looks ahead. What is that going to be looking like in the future? 50-50. 50% for you, 50% for me.
Okay, fair.
You open your school,
Yeah.
I open my school.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay.
I'm going to take my Google account, though.
That's yours. That was
Because I
yours
built
to
it.
give. Yeah.
I'm the one that started it, right?
Makes sense.
We had 12 back then. You take 6, I take 6. You stay in the place. You open a new location here. You stay in your place. It's going to be your school, whatever you want to name it. You stay here. I'm going to go and find something else. But then I had no idea where I'm going.
I see.
I had no place.
So you get more than a fair deal because you let him stay there, and he can continue as is. You would have to find another place.
That's right. I will have to find a place. I will take my account and move it to wherever that other place is, which is, I think that will help me as well. I'm not going to lie. When I put the location here from Google, I moved it. Immediately, that's a location with a lot of reviews. So people are going to automatically, there's a good place because it has reviews, right? So that's also, I believe, helped me
Got it.
push it, right? Now I got 1,200, 1,300 reviews,
Wow.
right? From this place only.
I see.
And they all keep going to be 5 stars. So it's not like making it up or anything like that. Those
Yeah.
are genuine reviews. People
Wow.
have that many students already here.
That many.
Yeah. So we're considered number one in Houston. I don't think any school can replicate what I do, because my way is special. The way that I created, the system that I created.
The way you teach,
from the beginning, the way I
the way you
teach,
approach.
the way the training is. A lot of schools, I'm telling you about, I have like 3 instructors that left these schools right
Okay,
now, within the time that I was here.
Yeah.
They all left. They opened their own schools.
Oh, wow.
They try to replicate what I do, right? They're not going to replicate it 100% because you have to be, more. There's more to just, let me get 5 trucks.
Sure,
Let me get
sure,
a location. Now,
sure.
I'm exactly like Hansel is doing. No, it's not like that. Now in Houston, there's 27 CDL schools.
27.
Back then, there were less, which is one of the factors why we grew up so fast.
I
There were
see.
less.
I see.
But then they seen how we grew a lot of people starting, some people come and get their CDLs. Oh, I'm going to open my CDL in school instead.
You kind of start the market, actually.
replicating.
Yeah,
They're trying to
yeah.
replicate your success. So to actually love what you're doing. Otherwise, you just.
Do you think that
spend
makes a
money.
big difference?
Of course.
Success
That makes all the
or
difference.
failure, yeah.
That makes all the difference. If you don't like what you're doing, your business is not going to survive. And you
I
have to
see.
be everywhere in your business. For me, for example,
Yeah.
I could easily go and sign up 3 people in the computer, right? That's office work.
Yeah.
I can send them to a DPS to get their CDL. That's what it was back then. Because now we're third party, so we do our own testing here.
Okay. Okay.
I could do everything that an office person could do, but I can also go outside and train, right?
Okay.
I can even fix my truck sometimes. I can go in and change
Yeah.
a valve, little things like that.
Oh,
right?
wow. Okay.
So I'm everywhere.
I see.
So I goes to show you that when you're involved everywhere, at least for the beginning of the beginning stages of your business, you have to be everywhere. You have to
Wear different
all
hats.
the hats.
I
All the
see,
hats. Not
I
different,
see.
all the hats.
I see. Well, from New York, you started, you started a YouTube channel. You worked in a school where you actually went to get your CDL license, right?
That's right.
They hired you, and you kind of learned tricks of the trade, but really you learned from on your own by researching, going on YouTube, what is the right way of doing certain things, right?
That's right.
And then you had a partner, didn't work out, then you moved here at this location
Right.
on your own. To think of any mistakes that you think back then that you faced at that time, apart from partner, were there any other mistakes you made at that time or you learned from before moving to this location? Was there anything else that you learned on your own or with your partner that you could share with us as well?
The number one thing is just being afraid of doing it by yourself. That's why I
Okay.
partner with somebody.
I see, I see.
I would say that was my biggest mistake.
Okay.
Just don't be afraid of invest and do it. If you don't do it, you're not going to find out what the result is, right?
I see.
Biggest bump that I could, the biggest increase in the business that I could have done, even though it feels like I'm starting from scratch. It's
Yeah,
not,
yeah.
because that's a big investment, right? And then I'm investing only on myself.
All the liability is actually on you.
Exactly,
now.
on my
Yeah,
business, and now I can
yeah.
focus 100% on it, right?
Yeah.
We're not worrying about somebody else bringing it down.
Sure.
One mistake that I would think is just trying to grow too fast. The best way do I approach that is that I see it now is to approach the business as let things push you to grow, right?
okay.
Don't try to grow if nothing is pushing you to grow.
I see.
Don't be like, I'm going to buy 10 trucks because I'm thinking that
Yeah.
next month I'm going to have 20 students.
Don't fix it if it's not broken.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Let the business push you to do things.
That's a very good advice for especially not just new startup, but also people who are in business. Sometimes they try to
Outgrow themselves.
rush things.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Don't hire
Yeah.
5 people if there's no work for 5 people,
I see.
right? Because you're gonna have to pay insurance, you're gonna have to pay fuel, you're gonna have to pay parking.
Yeah.
That's in my area, right?
Makes sense.
That applies for any other business, right? Don't outgrow yourself if you're not ready for that
I
next stage,
see, I
right?
see,
Let
I
the
see.
stage push you, right? Only in the Dominican Republic, we say just cover yourself
Yeah.
where the cover reach.
Oh,
If you, have you go to bed and you go to sleep.
Yeah,
You cover
yeah.
yourself. Only you can. You'll be able
Only
to
where you can reach it.
Right.
Yeah,
If it
yeah,
reaches the
yeah.
knees, that's where you stay.
Don't stretch
try to
it.
pull it, because then now your feet is going to be exposed. The cover is too small.
Let the bad things start happening.
Of course.
Yeah.
So always whatever it reaches, right?
That's a great advice. That's
Don't
great advice.
overdo it. Don't overdo it.
What do you focus on now that you wish you had focused on earlier, or maybe you didn't have the opportunity, but what are you focusing on now at this point? What is your short-term and long-term goals?
thing that I'm focusing now is just try to stay on top of the industry, right? Try to innovate in a ways that my competitors are not doing it. Whatever type of business that you do, right? Try to learn that aspect of the business, right? Which is marketing, like something like what you're doing right now, podcast, everything that's what the business is,
I see.
Back in the days, it was a newspaper, you would see an ad, that's where you go to the business. Nowadays, everything is online.
Right.
So get online.
Get online.
You have to get online.
Get your name out there.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
And how can you help people before they buy from you? Pretty much, right?
Of course, you have to show your product.
You show your product.
How do I show my product? I'm a service provider. My YouTube channel.
Makes sense.
My Instagram account.
You started from there,
Of course. That's my bedrock. That's what I started.
That's huge. That's huge.
Otherwise, how people are going to find me?
I see.
You imagine people passing by the feeder, they see trucks moving, they have no idea what that is.
Yeah.
The next day they do it again, then I know what it is. Occasionally one person stops and see me, where it is. Oh, it's a city, that's cool.
Yeah.
But look how many times he had to pass to see you, to finally decide to stop, right?
Exactly, come in.
So that alone is okay. You may pull some people, but that's not enough.
Yeah.
Right? You have to be out there. Because somebody with the directions, where they're going, with the phone number of where they're going to go, they call, and now they have they go straight to your business,
Wow.
But they found me online. They didn't find me in the...
That's huge.
Of course.
Things have changed so much. I was reading a book a while back, and I forgot the name of the company, but this company started with making cakes. This is, I would say, over 100 years ago. This entrepreneur, this lady actually wanted to bake, right?
Right.
And she loved that job. So she started owning the business. She went to 29 different banks who rejected her. She went to the 38th bank who approved it, and she opened a whole small location. First day, open location, no one showed up. It was the 5th or 6th day. She didn't have one customer at all. So she said, you know what? I'm going to do something different. She went outside and she started giving out samples for free. And that was the first thing that ever happened. No one had ever done that. And people started to say, oh, this cake tastes amazing. And it became a number one in her line, number one cake product at that time. And right now it's almost in every store. I can't remember the name of it, but it was so successful. But that was the way at that time, one of the ways how you can get the name out.
Well, the person innovated. Right?
Innovated.
One thing is not working. What's the definition of insanity, right? Trying the same thing over and over again, expecting this different result. Innovate.
Makes sense.
Something different.
Something different.
Of course.
It doesn't matter how crazy it might seem, but you got to try it.
Just try it. If that thing doesn't work, then guess what? Try another thing.
That's right.
But if you keep innovating and trying different things, it's going to work for you.
Interesting.
One of them is going to land. What's the worst that could happen? Or you can just keep trying the same thing over and over and over until you have no money to keep trying.
Expect a different result, which is not going to happen.
Definition of insanity, right?
What advice would you give to someone, just starting out, right, the entrepreneurial journey? What would you tell them? Hey, you're starting a business. Make sure you know this, or watch out for this. What advice would you have for them?
I would say just know your limits. There's limits to everybody. Like I said, like the covering yourself to where it reaches, right? It's the same thing. Just know where your limits are.
I see.
Don't overdo it. Start small. Every small company starts small. Don't overinvest.
Okay.
Business, make sure that you like. Well, a lot of people, to start a business, they probably like what they're about to start, which is why they want to do it in the first place.
Sure.
Just don't go ahead and do something that you don't know anything about, or you don't have any love for it.
I see.
Because in my case, I love that. I didn't know when I was living in New York. I didn't know that I could teach people.
You didn't know at that time.
I even was afraid of trucks back then. But
Wow.
nowadays, I made the best decision to move over and start the trucker school because that's what I like to do.
I see.
So the reaction that I get, it just fills me. When they pass and get their CDL, I love when people bring me back success stories, and it's just something that I love to do,
Wow.
and that that pretty much keeps you going.
Making difference in people's lives.
Of course,
right?
Right. For my case, in my business,
your case,
that's what works.
if you could go back, right, and speak to yourself on day one, what would you say to yourself before you were starting any of this? Anything that you were not thinking of when you started your own business, but now being where you are, saying, I wish I had that, it would have made my life easier to start.
I will say, back to the beginning when I started everything, I would just tell myself, don't be afraid and do it. Just do it. Don't hold back. Don't hold back. Do it, because that was the biggest thing. If I would have told myself back then, if I was just take a time machine and go back to that, I would probably be big everywhere right now.
I see.
I would have been bigger. You know,
I
if I
see.
see the type of, if I could go forward to the future and see, oh wow, this is what's going to become. Oh, let me go ahead and do that from the beginning. Of course, you know.
Sure.
So of course, I would just tell myself to just go ahead and do it. You know.
Yeah.
That's how it works. People don't, you know, you don't make it if you don't take risk. You gotta take risks.
You got to take risk,
Yeah.
and no risk, no gain.
Exactly.
Right.
Just be careful and do it, you know, in a way that you know it's going to work. Right.
Don't push the limitations.
Don't
like you
limit,
said,
because
right?
there's a limit. There's a limit, and then you have to make sure that you get pushed
Yeah.
over the limit, that the business pushes you, not that you overdoing it. But there's small steps, right, that you have to take. Like,
I
for example,
see.
take a risk. It's a small risk, not a huge risk.
Yeah,
Take a
yeah.
small risk. If it works, come back to your first step.
I
right?
see,
If
I
it doesn't
see.
work, if it works, then go ahead and take the next step.
I see.
And that's the best way that you can approach. If I knew that at the beginning, I'd probably be in bigger shape.
Would be easier.
Yeah. Than where it is now. Yeah.
But looks like you learned that quickly. You learned that quickly.
And then, like I said, I innovate. So every day you learn something new. Always looking around ways to teach people
see.
what can make that person's easier training better. What can I do next week for the next class? You know, that's going to be better for that class. So
Yeah,
always
yeah.
innovate. Always innovate.
Wow, that's wonderful. Learned a lot during this session. Hansel's journey has been amazing, and I think he's just starting out. I would like to keep an eye on your business as a client as well. I think you've come a long way. What we've learned during this session is, being the patient. Start small, take risks, but start small. Take calculated risks, and don't push yourself too much. I myself always think about, should I open another location? But based on what we talked about, it looks like you expand, but make sure that you can afford it, right?
That's right.
I've talked to entrepreneurs where they're getting a lot of loans to open businesses. A lot of times that doesn't end up very well, right? Try to save, try to put money in the right place, and try to be in your own shoes, right?
Right.
That's important. But one thing you mentioned, I think it was really eye-opener for me as well, is make sure you try to do different things.
That's right.
You're always looking for better ways how we can
Innovate.
innovate.
That's right.
I think that's especially with AI, right? A lot of things
right.
are changing out there. Well, how can you use AI to make things
To
better?
help you run your business pretty much.
Got it. All right. Well, thanks so much for joining me again. I would like to thank you, Hansel, for
Yes,
this,
sir.
amazing, half an hour with us. Thanks for taking the time out.
Pleasure.
Folks, wonderful being with everyone, and we'll wait for another next podcast. Next week we're going to have another business owner. Until then, thank you for joining me. This is Enspireship. Your host, Tanveer Chinoy, signing off for now. Have a great day.